Hi, I'm Dave from Genesee Beard Co. And today we're going to be doing a short video on how to trim your beard. First things first, I always try to make sure that I'm wearing a lighter shirt. That way I can kind of see where the hair is getting a little longer, less grouped together, and it helps me to get a closer and cleaner looking trim. The second big thing is if you're doing a larger cut, more than just a trim, I'd always recommend going to see a barber, someone that really knows what they're doing. But if you're just cleaning it up, shortening a little bit, it's nothing to be too worried about doing by yourself. So one of the first things I actually do is once I make sure that my beard is nice and dry. You never want to trim a short or a wet beard because it does dry a lot shorter. I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to cut off a little bit of these stragglers on the sides here, because I like to keep a more of a squared shape, and this is the way my beard naturally falls when it's dry. So these ones are a little easier to get rid of. So I'm going to come through and just cut off all this kind of excess on the sides here, and really focusing in on getting around that shape and around that neckline. I'm aiming for that nice line back here, a line through here, kind of squared off, and then the same thing back up on this side. I also don't ever recommend using trimmers. It's very easy to make a mistake. I've had to shave my beard completely off because of that at times. And I can see here the nice line that I am getting back there, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue to clean that up. And the same thing on this side. So once I more or less have that line, I'm going to come through and do the same thing around the stragglers around the bottom of the beard here. And I'm going to more or less work on the underside as much as possible. That way I can come through and clean up the front and it'll look nice and thick and full. The other key thing here is to not take off big chunks. It might not look like I'm cutting a lot of hairs off, but I'm just trying to get little pieces because it is easy to mess up, and as you do know, it does take a long time to grow a beard out. This is just shy of a year here, or a year. That would actually be in August, but I do have a wedding coming up and need to look a little more presentable. Now that I have a little bit of that outside shape cleaned up, I'm going to come back through and hit up both of these sides here and the lower portion. You can see a little bit here where you can see through a lot of the hair, where the thickness kind of ends right here, and then you get a couple of the longer hairs. I'm probably not going to cut it that short, but I am just going to kind of work through some of those thinner hairs. So now I've got the shape around the sides more or less cleaned up. I do want to take care of some of this right here. And same thing on the other side here. Just a little more here on the bottom. Another big thing is if you're thinking about trimming your beard, you really want to make sure that you have a good amount of growth to work with. I'm not saying I'm a master beard trimmer. I do make mistakes, but it is much easier to trim your own beard when you have a lot more hair to work with. I get a lot of questions from people asking, if they should keep growing, if they should trim their beard, or what to do. I literally haven't touched mine for 11 months. Besides trimming up the mustache and cheek areas. Alright, so now with that basic shape done, get some of this hair off of me. Now I'm going to come back through and work on the sideburn areas and the actual front sections of the beard. The sideburns, I'm more or less just going to trim these pretty close to my actual hairline here, closer to the face. Got a lot of really long hairs in here, and they just contribute to making your beard look a little sloppy, a little less neat. And this hair here does grow much faster. Usually when you get your hair up on the top of your head cut, the barber usually trims these areas for you anyways, or trims these areas for you anyways. So now I have that, I'm going to work down and do the actual front of the hair a little bit more. And this should really help everything look a lot cleaner, a lot neater. And you'll also notice here that I'm really just kind of going for the stray hairs. I'm not really trying to cut into this, and turning my face to see the hairs that are kind of flying away a little bit, contrasting them against the background and against my shirt. looking a little neater and a little nicer now. Now as far as the mustache is concerned, I try not to mess with mine too much. The only thing I really do is come in and trim the hairs diagonally as they fall into my mouth. There are a few things that are less enjoyable than tasting your beard or pulling hairs out of your mouth. And after a while of pushing the beard hair to the side, or the mustache hair to the side like that, it usually does start to grow that way. So I really don't try and trim it too often. Now I know there's two very specific styles of facial hair growth. Some people either get full bottom lip coverage, or you get this little tuft here in the middle, little soul patch area. Well, keep in mind, I try to let it still overhang the bottom half, but you do get these very thin hairs here, or at least I do, and they tend to stick up quite often. So I just try to keep it so it looks like it blends nicely in the beard below. And now I'm just going to take a look around, see how it looks. The underside looks pretty good. And then just to worry about these, I'm just going to grab a pair of trimmers quick. I've got just this nice Philips Norelco that I use, and just kind of match up to the hairline there. I do notice a couple of hairs here in the mustache that are unruly that I do want to take care of really quick. And there, that's pretty much it. Beard looks nice and trimmed, everything looks clean, and it's pretty simple to do. The scissors I was using, I do have for sale on the website at geneseebeardco.com, along with balms. Everything's all handmade, oils as well. Yeah, feel free to check it out. And yeah, see you later.